Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. We're tackling financial empowerment today. And to help us along the way, we'll be exploring some super powerful quotes about building a life of, true financial freedom.
Sounds good.
We're going to be hearing from some big names in finance and personal development.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, think of it as like a cheat sheet,
Right.
to building that solid financial future you've always wanted.
Absolutely. And I think, we can go beyond just like the surface level motivation here, right?
Yeah.
And really unpack some of the practical wisdom behind these quotes. Explore how those insights can empower you on your own journey toward financial freedom.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got an all-star lineup today.
Oh, wonderful.
Get ready for some serious wisdom from the likes of Benjamin Franklin, Warren Buffett, Jim Rohn.
Wow, that's a brain trust for sure.
Oh, yeah. Real brain trust of financial wisdom here.
Oh.
All right, so let's jump right in. Okay, our first quote comes from the one and only Benjamin Franklin. He said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." I mean, I love this quote.
It's a good one.
It really speaks to the power of always learning, continuous learning, even beyond, what you learn in school.
Yeah, I think Franklin really understood that financial success, it's not about luck, right? It's not about inheritance. It's really about understanding how money works. Investing your time and effort into understanding things like budgeting, saving, investing, managing risk.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you got to learn the rules of the game before you step onto the playing field, right?
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're just kind of fumbling around in the dark.
Exactly. Think about your investment portfolio, right? Are you comfortable with the level of risk that you're taking? Do you understand the different asset classes, how they perform in various market conditions? If not, that's a knowledge gap that you can address. There are so many resources available, whether it's books or online courses or podcasts that can help you gain the knowledge that you need to make those informed investment decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even just about investments, right?
Right.
Knowledge can empower you to negotiate better deals,
Mhm.
manage your debt more effectively, even spot opportunities that, other people might miss.
Yeah, for sure. The interest that Franklin's talking about,
Yeah.
that's the financial freedom and security that comes with making informed decisions, feeling empowered and confident in your ability to manage your money effectively.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me of a time, actually, when I was about to make a big purchase, a new car, and I was so focused on the monthly payment, I didn't even understand, like, the interest rates or the loan terms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And luckily, a friend of mine, he's a financial advisor, he kind of helped me break down the numbers. And I ended up saving a lot of money by choosing, a different financing option.
That is a perfect example of how, knowledge can translate into real financial gains, right? Having those tools to understand the fine print, negotiate effectively, and ultimately make choices that align with your financial goals.
Okay, let's move on to our next quote. This one comes from the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett. He said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving."
That's a classic.
It's a classic. It's all about flipping the script, right?
Yeah, it really is. I think Buffett is highlighting the importance of prioritizing saving, making it a non-negotiable part of your financial plan rather than just an afterthought.
Yeah, and it's so easy to fall into that trap, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just save whatever's left at the end of the month. But honestly, there's never anything left.
Right.
But, once I started treating savings like it was a fixed expense, like paying rent, paying utilities,
Yes.
my whole financial picture changed.
I love that. That's such a great point. A popular way to implement this, what we call pay yourself first mentality, is something called the 50-30-20 rule.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, you allocate 50% of your income to your essential needs, 30% to your wants, and then 20% to savings and debt repayment. And what this does is it ensures that saving is a built-in part of your financial flow rather than something you just do with whatever happens to be left over.
Yeah, totally. So instead of waiting for those like magical leftovers, you're intentionally carving out a portion of your income for savings right from the start.
Exactly. It's a very subtle shift in mindset, but it can have a huge impact on your long-term financial well-being.
Okay, next up we have Jim Rohn. And he said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." So we're seeing a bit of a theme here, right?
Definitely.
The importance of continuous learning for financial success.
Yeah, I love that quote. I think Ron is
Right.
emphasizing that true financial success often comes from going beyond just traditional education, right? It's about proactively seeking out the knowledge, the skills, the mindsets that aren't necessarily taught in a classroom but are super crucial for building wealth.
Yeah, and, self-education, that doesn't have to be boring or stuffy or anything. It could be reading books, listening to podcasts,
Yeah.
taking online courses, attending workshops, even just having, insightful conversations with people who are knowledgeable about finance. The key is just to find what works for you and make it a regular part of your routine.
Absolutely. And don't limit yourself to, strictly financial information. Developing skills in areas like communication, negotiation, problem solving, those can be incredibly valuable in building a successful financial life.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
example, strong communication skills.
Yeah.
Those can help you negotiate a higher salary or secure a better interest rate on a loan.
Okay, I like that. All right, let's tackle this next quote. It challenges a common misconception about wealth. It says, it's not about having a lot of money, it's about knowing how to manage it. This one really resonates with me because we often equate wealth with having a high income.
Right.
But that's not always the case, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, money is a tool, and just like any tool, it needs to be used effectively to achieve its purpose, right?
Yeah.
So you can have a substantial income, but if you don't know how to budget, save, invest wisely, manage debt, you very easily end up in financial trouble.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about those lottery winners who go broke.
Yeah.
It happens more often than you think. They come into a windfall of cash, but without the knowledge and skills to manage it, they end up right back where they started, or even worse off.
That's a perfect illustration. It really highlights that financial literacy is essential regardless of your income level. It's about understanding those fundamental principles of personal finance. So budgeting, saving, investing, debt management, so that you can make your money work for you, whether you have a little or a lot.
All right, speaking of investing, let's go back to Warren Buffett for some wisdom. He said, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll admit, patience isn't my strongest suit.
I hear that a lot. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification, so it can be very challenging to apply that same long-term perspective to investing.
It really is. I remember one time I totally panicked during a market dip, sold off some of my stocks, and of course the market rebounded like right after. And I missed out on all those gains. It was a hard lesson in the cost of impatience.
Yeah, it gets to the core of Buffett's investment philosophy. He's all about playing the long game, writing out those inevitable market fluctuations, and trusting in the power of compound growth over time. Emotional decision-making, whether it's driven by fear or impatience, it can often lead to losses in the stock market.
Right, right. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it requires a different mindset. It's about setting those clear financial goals, developing a sound investment strategy, and then having the discipline to stick with it even when the market gets a little bumpy.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this next quote is all about aligning your finances with your life goals. It says, the goal isn't more money. The goal is living life on your terms. This really speaks to why we're even talking about financial freedom in the first place, don't you think?
I think that's a great point. Chris Brogan's quote highlights that money is ultimately a tool to achieve a fulfilling life. It's about gaining that freedom to make choices that align with your values, your passions, your aspirations.
Yeah, totally. And, living life on your terms, that could mean having the flexibility to travel, to pursue a passion project, spend more time with loved ones, or just having peace of mind about your financial security.
Absolutely.
It's easy to get caught up in the numbers, right? How much we're earning, how much we have saved. But we have to remember, those are just means to an end. The real goal is to create a life that brings you joy and fulfillment.
Exactly. And that looks different for everybody, right? So take a moment, reflect on what truly matters to you. What would financial freedom enable you to do? Having a clear vision of your goals can be incredibly motivating and help you stay focused on your financial journey.
All right, let's move on to a quote that emphasizes thinking beyond the immediate. It says, rich people plan for 3 generations. Poor people plan for Saturday night.
Ooh.
Gloria Steinem's words. They really highlight a difference in mindset, right?
Right. It's about thinking beyond just our immediate wants and considering the impact of our financial decisions on future generations.
Right. Yeah, building a legacy that extends beyond our lifespan. But isn't that kind of an oversimplification? Like, obviously there are many factors that influence long-term wealth, not just weekend spending habits, right?
You're absolutely right. It's a generalization.
Yeah.
But I think it points to a fundamental difference in thinking. While everyone, of course, needs to enjoy the present, those who build lasting wealth tend to balance immediate gratification with long-term planning. They prioritize saving, investing, making financial decisions that benefit not only themselves, but also their children, their grandchildren.
I get it. It's about having that long-term vision, right?
Yes.
Taking those steps today to build a secure financial future for ourselves and the generations that follow. Even small actions like setting up a retirement account or contributing to a college fund for your kids, those things can make a big impact over time.
Absolutely. Every journey starts with a single step. And when it comes to building generational wealth, it's about developing those habits of planning, saving, investing that will benefit not only you, but also those who come after you.
Okay, this next quote is a bit of a wake-up call, but it speaks to the importance of taking control of our finances. It says, you must gain control over your money, or the lack of it will forever control you. Dave Ramsey's words there. They might sound dramatic, but there's a real truth to them.
For sure. It's about being proactive in managing your money rather than letting it manage you. When you're in control, you have the power to make choices that align with your goals and values. But when you neglect your finances, you can very easily find yourself trapped in that cycle of debt and financial stress.
Yeah, it's like the difference between being the captain of your ship and being tossed around by the waves, right?
Yes.
Taking control can feel really empowering, while neglecting your finances can leave you feeling helpless and anxious.
Right. And gaining control doesn't have to be overwhelming. It starts with those simple steps, like creating a budget, tracking your spending, making a plan to reduce debt. These actions can give you a sense of agency and put you back in the driver's seat of your financial life.
Right. And there are so many great tools available now to help with budgeting and tracking your spending. From apps to spreadsheets, there's something for everybody.
Absolutely. Find what works for you and make it a habit.
Yeah?
Even if it's just 15 minutes a week, reviewing your finances can make a huge difference.
Okay, this next quote is all about building financial security. It says, never depend on a single income. Make investments to create a second source. Warren Buffett again.
Buffett, always full of wisdom.
Always offering great advice.
He's a big advocate for diversification, and this quote highlights the importance of having multiple income streams. Relying solely on one income stream can be risky, especially in today's economy.
Yeah.
Creating multiple sources of income provides a safety net, and it can accelerate your wealth building journey.
Yeah, totally. It's like that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversifying your income could involve, investing in the stock market, real estate, even starting a side hustle, or exploring passive income opportunities.
Exactly. And beyond just a side hustle, consider passive income streams as well. So that's money that you're earning without actively trading your time. So things like rental properties, dividends from stocks, or even creating and selling online courses or digital products.
The key is to explore different avenues, right?
Absolutely.
Find something that aligns with your skills, interests, and, your risk tolerance. Building multiple streams of income not only enhances your financial stability, but it gives you more options and flexibility in life.
Yeah, it can be a real game changer. It's about having options and creating that sense of security.
All right, we're wrapping up our deep dive with this final quote. It says, money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant.
Ah, P.T. Barnum.
This quote really encapsulates, I think, the theme of this whole conversation.
I think so too. It really gets to the heart of our relationship with money, right? When money controls you through debt or poor financial habits, it can lead to a lot of stress and anxiety, a feeling of being trapped.
Right, but when you master your money through responsible management, informed decision-making, it becomes a really powerful tool to achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life.
Exactly. It's about shifting your mindset from being ruled by money to using it as a tool to create the life you want.
So it all comes down to this. Do you want to be controlled by your finances, or do you want to use them to create the life you desire?
That's a great question for everyone to consider. And that's the real takeaway from all these quotes, right? Financial empowerment isn't about being rich. It's about having that knowledge, those skills, the right mindset to make money work for you, not against you. It's about making those informed choices, building good habits, using money as a tool to design a life that brings you joy and fulfillment. So, maybe think about one specific area in your finances where you can take a little more control this week. Could be something as simple as setting up, a budget tracker, or making just a small contribution to an investment account.
Right.
Any step, no matter how small, it can set you on that path to financial freedom.
Yeah, it's like building a muscle.
It is.
The more you practice, the better you get at it. Managing your money, making those informed decisions, prioritizing your financial well-being. the stronger and more confident you're going to become.
Exactly. And you don't have to do this alone, right? There are so many resources available to help you on your journey to financial empowerment. I mean, whether that's books, podcasts, financial advisors, online communities.
That's true, yeah. Sometimes it really helps to have a support system,
Yeah.
a community of like-minded people who are also working toward those financial goals.
Yeah,
It can be really motivating to share your journey with others.
absolutely. Find what works for you. And don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance along the way.
Well, I think we've had a pretty incredible deep dive today.
Hmm.
Unpack some seriously insightful quotes from some of the most successful minds in finance and personal development.
We did.
Hopefully, we've provided some practical takeaways that you can apply to your own financial journey as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
But before we wrap up, I want to pose a question to our listeners. Think about the one quote that really resonated with you today. Which one kind of stuck with you, made you think a little differently about your finances?
Yeah, and how can you apply that wisdom to your own journey toward financial freedom? What action can you take today, no matter how small, to start moving in that direction?
That's something to really ponder. These quotes aren't just words on a page.
Yeah,
They're powerful insights that can really transform your relationship with money.
absolutely. It's about taking those insights and turning them into action, empowering yourself to create the life that you want.
So take a moment, reflect on what you've learned today. Think about your financial goals and those steps you can take to achieve them.
Right. And remember, we're all on this journey together. We all have different starting points and different paths, but the goal is the same:
Yeah,
to achieve that financial freedom and to live a life of purpose and fulfillment.
I love that. Financial freedom, it's not just about the numbers. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, allows you to pursue your passions without those financial constraints.
Absolutely. It's about having that freedom to make choices that bring you joy and fulfillment, having the resources to support yourself and your loved ones, pursue your dreams, and make a positive impact on the world.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into financial empowerment.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And remember, financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. It's about making informed choices, building good habits, using money as a tool to create the life you want.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for that financial success.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a fascinating topic. Until then, keep those brains churning. We'll see you soon. All right, well, that brings us to the end of another deep dive, folks. Big thanks to all of you for joining us on this exploration of financial empowerment and the inspiring quotes that can help us along the way.
Yeah, it's been great. Really enjoyed it.
And as we've been talking about today, remember, financial freedom is a journey. It's not a destination.
It really is.
It's this ongoing process of learning, growing, making, conscious choices that really align with your values and your hopes and dreams.
Right, and it's about using money as a tool, right?
Yeah,
To create that life you want, a life full of purpose and joy and fulfillment.
exactly. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for that financial success. We're all in this together. Right? We believe in your ability to achieve those financial goals, to create that life that you desire.
Until next time, when we bring you another deep dive into a fascinating topic, keep those brains churning and keep those financial goals in sight.
See you soon.